Okay, Victor.
5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. Temps increasing. It's now 116 Fahrenheit.
And realize we may not have been live, but thank you for joining us here today with the Stock Car Championship Series live from Bristol Motor Speedway. We're checking in with Jeff Gordon, who is our current points leader, ahead of Kyle Busch, and quickly closing Tony Stewart. Jimmie Johnson right now, your quickest car on track here in warm-up, just about done. And we'll head to qualifying, which will be, I believe, 2 laps. Should be 2 laps. Might get 4 laps if we didn't change it back. Jimmie Johnson looking quick. Pseudo teammates, Kyle Larson, second fastest, so Hendrick looking for potentially big day here at Bristol. And up ahead here's Kyle Busch running behind his pseudo teammate Bobby Labonte. Kyle Busch second in the championship, looking to close the gap. He's 12th right now in warm-up. See that outside line working pretty well for Keselowski. He's not necessarily quick, but he's not off pace either.
2 minutes to go, 2 minutes.
Dead center of the field. See how quick Larson will close the gap on these 3. And this is where we're going to see problems. Since you get 3 wide, you might get some incidents, and where trouble can occur anymore. Here's Jimmie Johnson with 1.5 minutes left in our practice, and we'll stick with him here at least through the first lap of qualifying. If anybody goes quicker, we'll jump over to them. Jimmie Johnson looking very quick. 400s up on Larson. And has a 1/10 of a second on 4th place Alan Kulwicki. Final moments before we get to qualifying. Can Jimmie Johnson back up this performance in qualifying?
Checkered flags out. P41.
On board with Jimmie Johnson. He heads out on his out lap. Gonna get 4 laps here. As he'll get up to temperature. Have this set for our IMSA
The leader's just done a 15.82.
And quickest now goes to Logano. This will change quick. Here he comes.
New fastest lap
around
for Johnson. 15.61.
15.613. Jimmie Johnson's quickest again. Off of 4.
Fastest lap for Gordon.
Gordon goes
15.52.
quicker. Tony Stewart second. 2 of the quickest in the series right now on the front row as we are in the final lap. Cross the line. 5.22. He goes. No, he doesn't.
New fastest lap for Pearson.
But David Pearson
15.43.
puts a monster lap in, almost a 10th quicker than anyone else. David Pearson on pole here. Gordon, Tony Stewart, Jimmie Johnson, Earnhardt Sr., Richard Petty, Kyle Busch, Cale Yarborough, Terry Labonte, and Kyle Larson. That's your top 10. Wow. Here's the 17. Great lap for the 17. Let's see when his last time on pole was, if he's had it. Yeah, the first time on the front row this season. Also looking for his first win of the year, so not easy to do at Bristol, but see what happens. We'll take a look through the field, see where your favorite driver's starting, if anything stands out to us. Terry Labonte with a great starting position. And the Hendrick cars pretty much did back up their time in qualifying. Bobby Labonte a bit further back, 24th. Kevin Harvick, you see. Yeah, so Labonte and Harvick a bit further back than they'd like to be. Excuse me. Go ahead and advance now to the race, which will be 400 laps here today, 200 miles. Into the setting sun, but covered by a pretty thick layer of clouds here today, or this evening. See, up above there, nothing threatening the track, but gonna keep the temperatures a little cooler. 88 degree track temperature and 83 degrees outside. There's David Pearson and Jeff Gordon on the front row. Tony Stewart, Jimmie Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Richard Petty, Kyle Busch, Cale Yarborough, and Terry Labonte with Kyle Larson starting 10th. Bill Elliott and Bobby Allison. Denny Hamlin, Alan Kowicki. See Keselowski there on the outside. Excuse me. And a bit further back, you mentioned we got Kevin Harvick, Dale Jarrett, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton a bit further back maybe. So See if any of these drivers can make their way through the field by the end of the evening. It will go by quick. This is not going to be a short race. 400 laps tick off surprisingly quick.
Your tyres are cold, watch out. The track temp is 88 Fahrenheit. The air temp is 84. B41.
Alright, do my best to get through with the
Okay, rolling
congestion.
start.
Jeff Gordon looking for his first win since the double points race at
Race
the
car speed is
Brickyard.
38 miles per hour.
We're gonna make sure let everyone know it was not a one-time deal, and the double points don't mean everything. They definitely factored into how well he's doing so far this year. All right, I'm just about ready to get the green flag. 1 to go. David Pearson on pole. You see a whole slew of talent behind. 40 drivers here. NASCAR legends, past and present. Ready for 400 miles here in the Stock Car Championship Series. See if Pearson gets away with the lead, and if Tony Stewart can maybe follow through to second. The car is starting to hit the lower gears and we're going to accelerate off the floor.
Okay, Victor, get ready. Green, green, green. 1 gallon
Green flag
remaining.
is in the air. Pearson with a good jump, but Gordon stays to his outside. He's going to keep... Oh, maybe not. As Tony Stewart gets a good run. Not a good turn, too, for Gordon. He just could not make it stick on the outside. But after a lap or two, things will get under control. Still trying to get low as Kyle Busch now goes inside, and Earnhardt Sr. is completely sideways. We're continuing to lose spots.
The leader has just done a 15.81.
There's the rest of the field. Look as everyone comes through off of turn 4 one more time. Pearson, Tony Stewart, Earnhardt Sr.
Fastest lap for Busch, 15.52. The leader has just done a 15.63.
Gordon's finally got down to the bottom. Running in 6th now.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 92 Fahrenheit.
Some gaps forming through the field. 5 seconds up ahead and 2 lap traffic, and Mark Martin in danger of going a lap down early as he's stuck on that outside. Senior dropping back. He got stuck.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 96 Fahrenheit.
There's Tony Stewart in second, followed by Kyle Busch and Jimmie Johnson. Tony Stewart starting to move up the track a bit. Going to look to the inside. Looks like he's going to probably complete this pass here pretty quickly. Outside line not worn in yet, and Tony Stewart's just going to give up a couple spots if he's up that high this early. Kyle Busch really using the rear tires there on exit.
The track temperature's rising. It's now
Okay, Terry
100
Labonte falling
Fahrenheit.
back to 10th as Logano up to 9th. Track temperature rising a bit as these tires starting to put some heat into this concrete. Battle for second continues. And the lap traffic not far ahead. Just check it real quick.
Track temperature is increasing. It's now
I like having this
104
wide angle
Fahrenheit.
shot. There's just so much action going on at this track. See, Gordon with a low exit. Tony Stewart allowed to get a big run. The battle for second continues, being just in front. Pearson making his way through. Getting lap 18 now. Kyle Busch crossing the line for lap 19. Jimmie Johnson to the inside. And there you see the top three navigating the lap traffic as Jeff Gordon breaks through in fourth, looking to join these three. Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace desperate to get by. Jimmie Johnson coming through. High side, he's closed the gap on Pearson. Let's go on board with Jimmy.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 108 Fahrenheit.
So up ahead, Ken Schrader about to go a lap down. And Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin, and Rusty Wallace. Only on lap 23. Now lap 24. We've seen some big names going a lap down early. Martin just pushing Rusty Wallace out of the way there. Battle for the lead. There goes Johnson. He's going to lead that lap. To the outside. Hoping Ken Schrader can get the run on Ricky Rudd. 2 by 2. Nowhere to go. This is where we could see some trouble though. Anyone tries to go 3 wide, it gets dangerous. Move Kyle Busch back to second. Finish line, see some of the gaps that have formed. Up front to David Pearson, who's being followed by Kyle Busch and Jimmie Johnson. Wallace now a lap down, as is Bubba Wallace. Jimmie Johnson to the lead. There goes Mark Martin and Kyle Petty. You're already a lap down. Now it's just try to make the most of the rest of this day and gain as many as you can. Lead maybe off the table. Still got to try to run here. There's Jeff Gordon second. They're losing a bit of time now. Jimmie Johnson got about a second gap for him through this lap traffic. See Pearson to the inside now from our blimp cam. Gordon has the high line, might be able to get by Burton on the outside. Looks like he should be able to get there off of 2. And now Pearson's kind of blocked in with Rusty Wallace to the outside. Jeff Gordon moving through, 2 seconds back now of Jimmie Johnson. Pretty big gap on the track. There's Jimmie Johnson, Jeff Gordon. Then this big battle now with lap traffic and much of the top 10. Tony Stewart looking for a way by to get into 4th. He's got Logano closing back behind him. At 40 here of 400. Pole sitter David Pearson sitting there in 4th. Trying to hold up Tony Stewart, who's won 2 of the last 4 races. Kyle Busch and Jeff Gordon. Jimmie Johnson's next. Ahead is Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick, and championship contender Bobby Labonte. It's a big deal. David Pearson in 4th, starting to stay in that top 5 as they've really cleared a lot of this lap traffic now. Pseudo Hendrick teammate for Jimmie Johnson as he'll get by Chase Elliott with not too much of a fight. Bobby Labonte now next ahead. Never been a great track for Bobby Labonte. Kyle Busch closing up on Jeff Gordon. The 10th quicker lap to lap. Jimmie Johnson, still, as I said that, still trying to get by his pseudo teammate in Chase Elliott. It's kind of being held up a bit, but it is part of the race, and Chase Elliott trying to run his race. Just behind David Logano and Tony Stewart going. Looks like Kyle Busch might be looking on the high side, but can't quite get there.
Track temps increasing. It's now 112 Fahrenheit.
See that inside groove really being laid down now in turns 1 and turns 3. Not much yet to that high line. There goes Pearson out of the inside of Kyle Busch. Happened that quick. It's just all about momentum and being able to get by lap traffic as quickly as possible. Bobby Labonte now lap down in 27. Lap 59. Gordon closing the gap. He's about 3 tenths. Excuse me, quicker at last lap. And Kyle Busch going to be able to hold off Pearson for the time being. Darrell Waltrip now about to go a lap down it. One of his favorite tracks. Huge stack up now in front of the leader. Not much place to go. Cars mixed with 2 lap down cars and leaders here all at once. Pit stops can't be too far off either. I don't know what the fuel numbers exactly are. Too sure. We'll have to find out in a moment. I'm not few of these guys got their tanks, but Jimmie Johnson with a 1.2-second lead over Jeff Gordon and Kyle Busch, who are just barely out of frame here. Almost in the top 20 now, being a lap down. Where we've seen cautions in the past. Three-wide situations. Kyle Busch with a huge checkup. So we're a great move getting through there. Picking up some positions, even after going a lap down, following Jimmie Johnson there up on that high line. And Kyle Busch now making up some ground on the low line. Inching closer and closer lap to lap. We got a car length each lap as Clint Boyer is really holding him up on the high line. Kyle Busch side by side with the leader, three wide. And sending it through three. Kyle Busch is in the lead. That's Jeff Gordon to the inside. That's three wide for the lead. Jimmie Johnson still left behind Boyer while Gordon, Kyle Busch, and Tony Stewart now your top three, and even Pearson getting by for fourth. Jimmie Johnson has lost at least a straightaway by the fourth of time. Ooh, off the wall. For Harvick, but no damage. Jimmie Johnson still back, losing positions. Kyle Busch trying to get to the outside on entry to get by Gordon. Just can't quite make it stick. Gordon's got some good rotation in the middle. This is first and second in the championship, by the way. Jeff Gordon and Kyle Busch. If you want, you can see the top 10 in the points in the description. 24-point lead for Jeff Gordon at the moment. Something like that. And Kyle Busch getting by here again. Busch is going to get to the outside of Kenseth. To the outside of Gordon as Kenseth is up in front of them in 21st. And Jimmie Johnson now hanging on barely to 10th place. Go back here and check it out. Contact with Logano. Logano and Hamlin. Wow. It's got to be infuriating for the 48 team. Go from first to 10, 5 seconds back. And it's about navigating traffic. That's part of the deal here. And just wasn't aggressive enough. It's early, not even a quarter of the way through this race. But he lost a lot of time. Up ahead now, the next car to go a lap down would be Davey Allison. Bubba Wallace going 2 laps down, immediately ahead. Almost contact there between the leaders. Kyle Busch looking to get by Bubba Wallace here on the inside. Quite make it stick. Jeff Gordon though losing ground on the outside anyway, so Gordon could be in trouble. There goes the pass for Kyle Busch. He's by the McDonald's machine. Leaving Davey Allison in front. Larson up to 5th. He's got Richard Petty behind him. This is 3 wide off of turn 2. Almost an incident. Avoided, but Larson got the wall a bit. Richard Petty didn't give him any room. Bernhard Sr. up to 6th. Jimmie Johnson, like he has been able to move back up into 9th. He's half a lap from going a lap down already. There's Tony Stewart, 3 wide with Harry Gant and David Pearson. By Tony Stewart, that should move him up to 3rd. He's got a bit of clean air in front of him. Move to Jeff Gordon in 2nd, who's now got 1 second behind your leader, Kyle Busch. Just about a quarter of the way through this race. It's going by quick. No cautions yet. Seen a few close calls going 3 wide, but everyone's still running. Pearson and Tony Stewart. So we'll begin lap 100. This is the battle for 3rd. They are 3.5 seconds back of the leader. Jimmie Johnson. I'm gonna go back and check on these guys real quick. Look at this battle. Bill Elliott, Jimmie Johnson, Richard Petty, Joey Logano. Kyle Larson's right there with Bobby Allison too. Jimmie Johnson trying to get back up into the top 5 now, so he can 7. See what happens. He gets stuck on this high line behind any slow cars, and it is game over.
Hamlin is pitting from position 13. We think he'll come out just behind you.
First pit stops. There's a few. How does this play out, Gordon?
Yarborough is pitting from P8. He should be a little bit behind when he comes out.
2.5 second gap to Kyle Busch. Jimmie Johnson now up to 6. He's gotten by Bill Elliott. Oh, Bill Elliott comes right back.
Dale is pitting from P5. He should come out a little way behind you.
Bernard Sr. down pit lane. Shot of the track here. You could see a slew of close racing and potential incidents as cars on different tires and three wide racing bound to Pearson in 4th, looking to get by Michael Waltrip. Focus up on Tony Stewart, who's 2.5 ahead. Here's Jeff Gordon in 2nd. So getting by Truex Jr. and Davey Allison. Stick with our leader for the time being, Kyle Busch. Tony Stewart's down pit lane. Dale Yarborough hung up behind Ernie Irvin. So there's another one of our leaders, Kyle Larson. I see Bill Elliott.
The leader, Pearson, is pitting.
Contact with Stewart and Ernie Irvin. And the gap to Jeff Gordon is closing. Less than a second now for Kyle Busch as he's dealing with a bit of lap traffic. And a bit of contact too. He's got down to the low side. He's probably coming to pit lane next time by. The 18 and the 20. Veering off. Nope. Or the 24, sorry. So here's David Pearson. is not the current leader of that strategy. Let's find Tony Stewart. Looks like he might be at the front end of it.
Allison is entering the pits. He's in P22. It looks like he'll come out just behind you.
Tony Stewart's going right now on that high line. And Gordon definitely out in front of a 20.
Walter is pitting from position 18. We think he'll come out a little way behind you.
There you see. I think Denny Hamlin actually has got the lead too. Hit significantly earlier. As Kyle Yarborough, they made up a decent amount of time. Bit of an undercut for Hamlin and Yarborough, and it paid off. Bill Elliott. Not sure what the deal is here with Bill Elliott, but doesn't look good. Looks like he might have got the wall.
Rudd ahead is pitting.
Let's take a look here. Elliott, that's big damage. It's Kyle Busch. Is he on pit lane again? He is. So a second stop for Kyle Busch. I've not seen any penalties, so I'm not sure what it could be for. Kyle Busch, huge moment in the championship. Richard Petty also on pit lane. Maybe damage. Denny Hamlin right now with a 3-second lead. What a strategy call there for Denny Hamlin. Paid off wonderfully and finds himself in the lead. Kyle Busch, however, and Richard Petty, I believe they got damaged. Same with Bill Elliott. Clint Boyer's been off pace.
Dale is pitting from position 5. Expect him to come out a bit behind you.
I think Earnhardt Sr. now pitting. The gap, first to second, 1.5. Gordon putting down some great laps. Gordon coming for the lead. Just about there. Inside of Terry Labonte. Busch also there, still up. Trying to keep on the lead lap as Denny Hamlin is your leader at the moment. Pearson, these guys catching up. Denny Hamlin's tires are a bit worn out. And he cannot get by the lap traffic anymore, at least on the inside. And Gordon now going to visit the high line and get it done the hard way. Sometimes the easy way. And a new leader, 24, takes the lead on lap 137. Jimmie Johnson, his teammate who he battled with for the lead for quite a while, 6.5 seconds back. Right now it is 7, so not over yet for the 48. Tony Stewart, he's in 5th. You guys that definitely had some pace early on. There's Tony Stewart almost up in the fence.
and Stewart. Pearson trying to get his car on the low line, but just can't quite get there. Trying to hold Stewart back, maybe just by a quarter panel, but will Stewart bump and run? Chase Elliott appears with that damage. So both Chase and Bill made for the Elliots. Not quite halfway. But rapidly approaching it. Won't take long to get there. Petty on some fresh tires, closing up on Stewart and Pearson. Gets by without any problem. Not a good lap there for Stewart. Rubber used up a bit of his rubber there trying to get by for third. Not closing too much on Denny Hamlin either. He's up ahead, but considering the ground that Hamlin made up, it was worth it. Drivers made it at least 100 laps. Hamlin went 104. We would probably see him in again at about 200. This is second, third, and fourth, trying to keep tabs on the leader, Jeff Gordon, who's 3 seconds up ahead. Denny Hamlin on a bit older tires than Pearson and Stewart, but hanging on really well. Pretty easy move there for Pearson. Hamlin didn't make it difficult either. He knows it's almost better to just let him by and save each other time that way. Tony Stewart. Talked about pseudo teammates a few times throughout today's race and this season, of course. And this is another example of that. Tony Stewart teammates, of course, directly with Bobby Labonte. Hamlin, his teammates with Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch. Under the Joe Gibbs banner, each of them. Look at that. Tony Stewart across the line. Gets in front of Hamlin in third. Lost a second to Pearson. Hamlin back to fourth. Considering where he was, I think its net gain has been well worth it. And here's your leader, Jeff Gordon. He's trying to get by a bunch of lap cars here, including Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Meanwhile, Richard Petty and Kyle Busch on new tires, trying to get by everyone here. Close the door on Dale Jarrett, but got a bit sideways on exit. Should have enough space here if he wants to use it, but stays low to potentially line up Earnhardt Jr. into one. Nicely done by the 43. Just quick on those fresh tires, opening up room for Jeff Gordon too. Pearson closing in a bit, 2 seconds back now.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 116 Fahrenheit.
Jeff Gordon following the 43 around 1 and 2 on the high side. Gonna get by Ernie Irvin and Dale Jarrett. Still caution free here at Bristol. We're gonna see a lot cleaner racing since the repave. Still have the occasional races with a bit of incidents, but here today the weather cooperating with these drivers and these tires is giving plenty of grip. Pearson now in a pack of 7 cars trying to get through the other end. Bill Elliott could be helpful here with the fresh tires. Comes the gap between them and Michael Waltrip, who's got Tony Stewart behind. Jeff Gordon, excuse me, in some very heavy traffic again. On the low line now, running behind Richard Petty. Only the top 10 remain on the lead lap. Next is Joey Logano. It's got about 6 seconds up ahead. So, a lot of time to work with. Needs to probably hoping for a caution. See if we get one. There hasn't been much contact out there today. .7 seconds back to David Pearson. Oh, we're gonna get dicey here. Contact with Bobby Labonte, Richard Petty, and the leader Jeff Gordon. One more time, number 2. Oh, and it is a wreck with the leader.
Yellow course caution, watch out.
Whoa.
Pits are open.
Petty was there. Bobby Labonte comes down and just flips Gordon, takes him down. Wow. First car a lap down is Terry Labonte. Right now he will be the lucky dog. Everyone behind Pearson deciding to pit. Pearson gets left out.
Track temperature is falling. It's now 112 Fahrenheit. Allison has retired. Rudd ahead is pitting.
I believe that was Davey Allison out of the race. Not sure what happened there.
The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 108 Fahrenheit. Alright Victor, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap. Full course yellow, pits are open.
So Terry did get the wave around. Alright, go green here this time. Bye.
Race cars coming in this lap. The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 104 Fahrenheit.
First caution of the race, taking out the leader and points leader, Jeff Gordon, here at Bristol. Only at Bristol would you see something like that, I swear. Probably could have won this race. Pace cars in, about to go green.
Green flag.
Pearson pulls away. Tony Stewart to the outside. David Pearson. He's going to get a huge pass. This driver's been on fire lately. Looking to cap off another huge race. The win as we head into a huge stretch. Tracks like Charlotte, Talladega, and Le Mans worth double points. Even Martinsville up ahead on the calendar is a great tune-up for a race like that. Now Yard up to third, Kulwicki fourth. There's Denny Hamlin in fifth. Up the track. You see Pearson, yeah, the old tires just really dropping back. On a different strategy though, it's half a second a lap. We'll see how it plays out. Basically second.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 108
on the
Fahrenheit.
screen. Tony Stewart just out of frame, 1 second ahead of Jimmie Johnson. Ninth place is David Pearson, who's fallen off the lead a bit, and then 10th place, Terry Labonte, first car on the lead lap.
Full course caution. Be careful, we've got a full course caution.
Barrel wall trips are out.
Pits are open.
Three wide. Mark Martin gets into barrel wall trip. That easy. Kurt Busch is going to be your lucky dog.
The leader, Pearson, is pitting.
There's Hamlin and Pearson. So let's find Kurt Busch and get him his lap back. Just about halfway through this race. And 2 cautions just like that. And what was a fairly clean race. The announcer's curse strikes again.
Track temperature's decreasing. It's now 104 Fahrenheit. Okay, Victor, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Now ready to go back. Green flag racing again. Tony Stewart and Jimmie Johnson on the front row. Kyle Yarborough and Alan Kowicki. Joey Logano, Bobby Allison, Larson, Labonte, Hamlin, and Pearson, your top 10.
Green flag, we're racing.
Green flag's back out in the air. Nice jump by Jimmie Johnson, keeping second. Clean restart that time by. That time through, I should say. Larson up to 5th, looking to get by for 4th on Logano. He's there. Hamlin and Pearson with fresh tires. Jimmie Johnson looking for the lead. He's got Kyle Yarborough right there as well. Darrell Waltrip still in pit lane getting repairs from his incident with Mark Martin and Dale Jarrett off turn 2. Here's your top 5 though. Stewart, Jimmie Johnson, Kyle Yarborough, Kyle Larson, and Alan Kowicki here at Bristol past the halfway point. Got 11 cars on the lead lap. Larson getting by for 4th.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 108 Fahrenheit.
Had some issues with the leaders here. Kyle Busch and Richard Petty had damage and lost quite a few laps. Jeff Gordon got into an incident ending his day for the most part. I think he was able to get back out on track. Check where he is. Bobby Labonte has not been quick, but all things considered, he's running better than Gordon and Kyle Busch. Just by keeping this nose clean. Kyle continues here for 4th as Larson can't quite clear Kowicki. But Kyle Busch 5 laps down. Chase Elliott's had some problems. Earnhardt Sr., Bill Elliott, Clint Boyer, Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Gordon, and recent retirement, Davey
Gordon is
Allison.
pitting from position 2. We think he'll come out just behind you.
There's Jeff Gordon, maybe calling it a day. We'll wait and see. Jimmie Johnson, meanwhile, trying to avenge Gordon and get by Tony Stewart. Also, improve his chances at winning a championship. This is going to flip everything upside down after today. .190 laps to go. Probably less than an hour racing left. So hold on tight. Don't move a muscle. This is going to be an exciting finish. No one has really pulled away or made it a blowout in any sense here. Gordon had a good lead at one point, but came right back down in traffic. So No lead is safe.
The track temperature's rising. It's now
It's quickie.
112
He held off
Fahrenheit.
Larson, and now he's going on the attack, getting by Kyle Yarborough on the outside. 7 car is waking up. Kowicki yet to get his first win on the season. Kyle Yarborough, winner at Michigan. Denny Hamlin on fresh tires, closing up on these drivers. He's about 2-3 tenths quicker. And here's a battle for the lead now. It's Kurt Busch, last car in the lead lap. Trying to hold on, but not looking too good at the moment. I have a bit of damage on the front end of that 97. It's all caved in. .48 gets by. And there goes Tony Stewart to the high side. Kowicki's going to clear Kale. Just a lot of traffic starting to show up now. There's Tony Stewart now to the high side. Gets by Bonnet, now looking low here into one on Jeff Burton. And Earnhardt Jr. first and second, nose to tail. Nice move by Jimmy going up to the high side in the middle of the corner. Oh, look at Jeff Burton. He's going to get back by Tony Stewart. Stewart. Looks like they're racing, but push the envelope and he paid for it. Now you can see Jimmie Johnson. Oh, contact. No caution. Jeff Burton was in the wall. Some debris on the track. We'll have to wait and see. Ray racing at the front. Logano getting into the top 5. Trying to work around the outside of Denny Hamlin, who's trapped behind slower lap traffic. There's lap traffic and then there's slower lap traffic. Oh, 3 wide off of turn 4. They're going to make it work. Stewart's gotten back by Jimmie Johnson for the time being. 1, 70 laps to go this time by. Mirrors full of those 48.
Watch out.
Caution for the debris off turn 2.
Full course caution, be careful. Full course yellow, pits are open.
Kyle Busch yet again. Gonna get the wave around. A few cars coming down pit lane. Here's your top two, Jimmie Johnson and Tony Stewart, continuing to lead here at Bristol. It's been an exciting race here. Davey Allison, the only driver technically out of the race.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 108 Fahrenheit.
11 cars on the lead lap. And should get one to go this time by. Looks like Bobby Allison, Alan Kowicki, and Terry Labonte pit for new tires. That's 8th on back. And Denny Hamlin has fresher tires, as does David Pearson, and then the top 5. First through 5th, probably going to be in the pits about 50 laps, so 50 or 60 laps. And that should be it to the finish, actually.
Green, 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 let's go.
In the air. Tony Stewart gets away.
The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 104 Fahrenheit.
3 wide off of turn 2, almost. An incident there. Pearson and Bobby Allison bang doors. Pearson losing a ton of time though on those older tires. Outside is the dirtier part of the track. And Bobby Allison looking very fast right now.
He's pitting from P19. He should be a little bit behind when he comes out.
See Bobby Allison already up to 4th on these fresh tires. Kawicki and Labonte, they're coming through as well, but not as fast as the 12. So he's now up to 3rd. Probably going to have the lead in a lap or two at this rate. Significantly quicker.
Track temperature's increasing. It's
inside now in Jimmie Johnson.
Fahrenheit.
Through 3 and 4, going to be clear of Jimmie Johnson. Next up, Tony Stewart. It's as close as you can get to him without hitting him. Cale Yarborough to the high side of Johnson. Block the path for Kawicki for a moment. Kawicki's a bit jammed up as the top two starting to build a little bit of a gap. As soon as Bobby Allison gets by, he's going to take off though. There's Bobby Labonte back out from the pits. Comes out right with the leaders in front of Jimmie Johnson, which is going to cost him a spot. Lap traffic about 6 seconds up ahead. Kawicki clear of the slower lap traffic. Now going to look to get by. Battle for the lead. Cale Yarborough also looking very fast on his older tires. Kawicki to the high side. Lots of speed up there with no one to slow him down. The outside now of Bobby Allison. Can he get to the outside of Stewart? Bobby Allison to 2nd. Now it's Tony Stewart, Cale Yarborough, and Kawicki. How long can they hold Kawicki? Bit of a gap then to Jimmie Johnson. And you got Terry Labonte and Hamlin, Pearson, Larson, and then Logano. There goes Kawicki to the inside. Huge move. That's for 2nd. Tracks of Bobby Labonte. Try to get by as quick as he can. Oh, Tony Stewart's going to sneak to the outside. For Kawicki, I think you gotta explore that high line. Closing back up on the leader.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 112 Fahrenheit.
Labonte and Kawicki quicker by a 1/10 and a half that last time by. Bobby Allison gets through. Only barely. Tony Stewart, though, really closing up. Bit of a traffic jam now. There's Bobby Allison. This is your leader, trying to get through a huge swath of lap traffic. Cars inside, outside, even some using the middle. Hopefully he doesn't find anyone 3 wide. So that's what is taking a few of these guys out. Good run by Bobby Allison. Gets clear of one wave of traffic.
Allison is pitting from P12. We think he'll come out just behind you. Full course caution, watch out.
Kowicki gets through. Tony Stewart, though, gonna have damage. Mark Martin's gonna get the wave around now. Tony Stewart,
Got a full course caution, watch out. Full course yellow, pits are open.
I think Bobby Allison was on pit lane when this happened. Oh my goodness. So when you thought it couldn't get crazier. Let's take a look. Larson's coming down. Mark Martin at one point was last at the beginning of this race.
The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 108 Fahrenheit.
Tony Stewart getting his repairs fixed. Bobby Allison, I believe, is 1 lap down. Don't know if he's 2 laps down. Yeah, 1 lap down. And I think he's still got to make one more stop. All right, we'll get 1 to go. Kowicki gonna lead the field with Cale Yarbrough, Denny Hamlin, Jimmie Johnson.
Okay, Victor, get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
David Pearson and Kyle Larson. Then we got Kurt Busch somewhere.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 104 Fahrenheit.
Field's about to take the green flag. We're going to go ahead and...
Green, 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 let's go.
Sit on the side of the track. Yeah, green to go. Straight out of Bristol. top 8. Do have some lapped vehicles mixed in with them. And back up to our tower camera. Jimmie Johnson. We have a drone camera. Oh, it's on the other. Kawicki building up a quick little 1 second lead. Fresher tires than Kyle Yarbrough by quite a bit. And Terry Labonte, he's looking for a way by. Kyle Larson, he's got fresh tires coming through quick. Kyle Busch has been able to get quite a bit of his damage repaired too. Larson up to 4th, looking for 3rd. He's up to 3rd. There goes Labonte around Hamlin. Can't make it stick. Gonna drop back as Jimmie Johnson now gets a good run. Larson to the outside of Kyle Yarbrough. And I'll now be able to focus on Kawicki. I think a big question is, can Larson make it to the end from here? Don't think so. But if you start saving now...
The track temp's increasing. It's now 108 Fahrenheit.
So this is 1st and 2nd with 32nd Kyle Busch in the middle. Kyle Busch led a lot of laps early. He's looking to be a contender to win this race. Him and Richard Petty had contact of some sort. We haven't had a chance to locate that yet, but maybe after the race we can go through our recs and find it. It has since been many laps down. Larson's through Kyle Busch now. Looking to get by Kawicki. Kyle Busch, though, making life difficult for the 5. There goes Larson. Easy. Wow. He's going to set sail. Logano on pit lane. Getting his last stop of the day. So Larson with a massive lead right now. He's 4/10 a lap quicker than Kawicki. Here's Jimmie Johnson working with Kyle Yarbrough. It's got David Pearson behind. Also Terry Labonte and Kurt Busch. Truex Jr. has moved up to the top 10 now with a recent stop for, I believe it was, who did stop? Logano. Jimmie Johnson to the outside of Kyle Yarbrough. He's got guys are on the same tires, so that is definitely...
The track temperature's rising. It's now 112 Fahrenheit.
Important pass if he can get it done, but Kyle Yarborough holding pretty strong on the inside, while Pearson not allowing Jimmie Johnson to get his full line. Pearson might be clear of Jimmie Johnson here after turn 2 and make his own move to the outside. There he goes, looking for the third. Your pole sitter, David Pearson, coming up on 100 laps to go. This is going to be crunch time, and it is going to fly by these last 100. Jimmie Johnson again to the inside of Pearson. Great battle here. Top 10. Meanwhile, Larson continues a second and a half out front of Kowicki. Kyle Yarborough now pulling away from these two. Back and forth, Pearson and Johnson exchanging positions. Pearson now looks to be clear heading into one. He'll try to get by Kyle Yarborough now with a bit more space to work with. Meanwhile, Larson has opened up his lead to 3 seconds. The track is really holding up Kowicki. There goes Pearson. Around Yarborough making his last stop. Going right at 100. Bill Elliott, 36, still circling, trying to pick up
Johnson
as many.
is entering the pits. He's in P4. It looks like he'll come out just behind you.
Pick up as many points and positions as he can. Each position worth a point. So, very vital. Stay out as long as you can. No cutoff or everyone gets the same points after so many positions. Every position worth a point on its own. Kowicki now. Oh, there's Pearson.
Pearson is pitting from position 1. We think he'll come out a little way behind you. The leader, Pearson, is pitting.
Kowicki is still out on track. He's got a ways to go. He can always try to stretch this, or he can come in now. Split the difference. There's a lot of options. Larson and Kurt Busch, though, these guys are going to be out there
Rudd
for a
in front
while.
is pitting.
Will be just a quick break and be back in just one moment.
seconds. He's in P13. Expect him to come out a bit behind you.
We are back, as you saw. Tony Stewart
Busch is pitting from position 7. He should come out a little way behind you.
with some contact there. Might be the end of his day. Kyle Busch down pit lane. Kyle Larson continues to lead by 4.5 seconds. Waiting on pit stops from Kowicki and Terry Labonte. He's got Mark Martin now a lap down again. Terry Labonte down pit lane. Cars left on track here that have not made their way down. Logano right now leads the field on that strategy. Let's see if we can find Logano.
Petty is pitting from P6. We think he'll come out just behind you.
There's Jimmie Johnson. So, Logano, then Jimmie Johnson, and then you got Pearson and Yarbrough. Here's Larson.
Allen is pitting from P14. Expect him to come out a bit behind you.
When does Larson come down pit lane? Second lead right now. 14 over Kurt Busch, who's just ahead. It's really a battle now between Logano, Jimmie Johnson, Kyle Yarbrough, and Alan Kowicki. And depending where Kyle Larson comes out, we are at 69 laps to go. Traffic right now for the 5-car. Larson. See Terry Labonte coming up behind. He's also the 5-car, and he's looking to get one of his laps back. And potentially race for this win. He just got by Denny Hamlin for position. Looks like looking for a few more spots here too. A little bit of contact with Earnhardt Jr. Oh, going high. Dale Jarrett down pit lane. Comes Terry up the inside of Larson. I get one of those laps back. So is
Truex is
Denny
pitting from
Hamlin.
P20. We think he'll come out just behind you.
Kurt Busch has gone a lap down. We have one car in the lead lap. Ooh, Terry Labonte got the wall.
Allison is pitting from position 12. It looks like he'll come out just behind you.
Since Bobby Allison finally made the call to come down, knew he wouldn't make it to the end. Mark Martin, I think, might be making that call. Larson bleeding badly here. He needs to get down the pit lane, I think sooner than later. Oh! Contact. Almost enough for a yellow. Wow. The leader, again, it happens with the lead. There's a moment there. Oh boy. Ken Schrader here again. Kyle Busch, contact. Kyle Larson hanging on for dear life. .0 that time by. Going to pit lane. This is the moment here. All right, let's keep an eye on Logano. Actually, Jimmie Johnson now. It's got by Logano. That's Courtney. Pit lane, there's Larson, there's Gordon. Oh man, side by side. I think we have a crash. Almost. What's going on? Could have got to it in time, but we weren't getting good camera angles, so couldn't quite get to it. Larson holding the lead over Kowicki and Jimmie Johnson. It's like we got 8 cars on the lead lap. Now Larson pulling away. Now first car lap down is Kurt Busch. And Kyle Larson is long gone. $50 laps remain. Kowicki's struggling, just trying to make it to the finish now. Can't really get around any of these lap cars. Busch getting through, weaving through traffic. Tony Stewart back out. Even with all that damage, he's making it work somehow. Quickie, 3 seconds back. And then you got Jimmie Johnson. 2 seconds back to Logano and Pearson. Kowicki, looks like inside on Elliott. Gets him through. And here's your leader, Kyle Larson. Coming up on 40 laps to go. 3.5 seconds the gap. He's got the freshest tires of anyone on the lead lap. Around the outside, Rusty Wallace has got some fresh tires, but still got the pace in that number 5, Hendrick's. Hendrick cars, Chevy. 40 laps to go. The gap to second now 6 seconds. Oh, contact with the leader, Jeff Burton. It hits Kyle Larson. Wow. That's how quick you can be over here. And reports now debris on the backstretch from that contact. Jeff Burton lost some sheet metal, and it appears they're going to throw the caution this next time by. Through turn 4, not this time. I do see it in his hand.
Full course caution, be careful.
His car is out.
Pits are open.
Now, do you decide to make a last pit stop here? I think so. what does Larson do? He's staying out for now. Keselowski comes down, but he is not on the lead lap. Kurt Busch will get the wave around. And no takers for pit lane. At least on the lead lap. It's going to be about a 30-lap sprint here. Sunday night shootout at Bristol. So I got
The track temperature's decreasing. It's
Much of
now
the field run.
108 Fahrenheit.
maybe only one or two cars actually out of this race. Some pretty significant damage, but not many actually.
Get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Alright, gonna get the green flag this time by. Kurt Busch, the lucky dog, wave around. He is in 8th place at the tail end of this huge field, though, so not looking likely for him to gain many more spots. Nobody pit. Now it's all down to what you got. Oh, for sure someone would have came down the pit lane, but green flag is in the starter's
Green flag.
We are back underway. Larson with a huge jump on Kolicki. So we get Jimmie Johnson a shot into turn 2 for second. And he's there. Jimmie Johnson in second. Kolicki back to third. Pearson, your pole sitter, he's in 4th. Rusty Wallace looks like he may have some pretty fresh tires. He's moving up through these leaders pretty quick. Is that though? Can anyone catch Larson? If anyone can do it, it's probably Jimmie Johnson, but he's also on the oldest tires of anyone in the top 5. So here comes Kolicki immediately now. To the rear bumper as tires coming up to temperature. Johnson's gonna fall off. Already a 1 second gap, first a second. Kolicki's got to do this quick. Ooh, Jimmie gets a good drive off 4. Good corner for Kolicki though. He's got maybe a shot here to 3. Tenths that lap. Becoming almost insurmountable to this point. If you're the 7 car. And now Jimmie starts maybe evening out. Concrete's so temperamental. Kolicki gets to the high side, though he could probably get by pretty easily. Said he's committed to that low line. looking for a way by. Number 7 Hooters car, Alan Kowicki, 20 to go at the line. Time running out. 2/10 a lap to the leader. Really need to stay with him on the restart. Had a shot. Pretty comfortable that time by. Logano, he's pretty quick. Closing up on these top 3, and Kowicki's finally found the high side. It's gonna get there. Can he make the pass now? Nope, not enough grip. And lost a lot of time that lap. To the inside, I think he's gonna get him here. Kowicki to the door. His first second. Heck of a battle here. Kowicki is trying to close the door, maybe here off of 4. And he does. What a pass. 7 up to second. Kyle Larson now leads by 3 seconds. Oh.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 112 Fahrenheit.
Looks like we had a... We could have brought out a caution. Earnhardt Sr. in the wall. Stopped on track. We didn't catch it in time. Now, Jimmie Johnson back to second again. Kowicki back to 4th. So we were coming up on 10 laps to go. Keep an eye on Kyle Larson. You never know what might happen. What a shocking moment there. Unfortunately, no one wrecked, but opportunity for Kowicki. Once again, kind of spoiled. 8 laps at the line. Here we go. Just gotta be careful if you're Larson. Don't force anything 3 wide. Less than 2 seconds now. Jimmie Johnson closing up. Time, though, almost out. Larson the inside of Bubba Wallace now, behind Matt Kenseth in 15th. Mark Martin had a good run going, and unfortunately now he's going to end up with not the finish he was hoping. He's going to salvage a good run after being 40th early on. 5 laps to go. Been a pretty good second half of this race for Larson. He hit the strategy really well. did exactly what he needed to, and the car did the rest of the work. And the fresher tires. Two more laps, 3-second lead over Jimmie Johnson. He's got a second then over Kowicki, trying to hold off Hamlin for third. White flag in the air for Kyle Larson. Here at Bristol, less than half a mile to go. Through 3 and 4, Kyle Larson's gonna win here in the Stock Car Championship Series at Bristol.
Pearson is the winner.
Jimmie Johnson, and Alan Kowicki, Denny Hamlin, Cale Yarbrough, David Pearson, Terry Labonte, Bobby Allison. Got Kurt Busch back here. What a race. Well-earned win for the 5 team. Started 10th and gets the win.
Bobby is pitting from position 24. He should be a little bit behind when he comes out.
Kurt Busch up 26 to 8th, your driver of the day. 2 cars a lap down.
Johnson
Bobby Allison
is
and
pitting
Truex
from
Jr.
P4. We think he'll come out just behind you.
And Logano, Biffle, and Kevin Harvick 2 laps down. Rusty Wallace, the only car 3 laps down. Kenseth and Jarrett 4 laps down. Michael Waltrip, Harry Dent 6 laps back. Bubba Wallace, Bobby Labonte, and Ernie Irvin 7 laps back. Schrader, Ricky Rudd 8 laps down. 9 laps back for Neil Bonnet. Everyone else here really had trouble. Kyle Busch, Mark Martin, Carl Edwards, Richard Petty, Chase Elliott, Kyle Petty, Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Burton, Bill Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Jeff Gordon, Earnhardt Sr., Clint Boyer, Tony Stewart, Darrell Waltrip, and Davey Allison all round out the rest of the field. A lot of these incidents we didn't really catch, so let's go through and take a look. Actually, I also do want to see the fastest lap if we can. Kyle Busch. Say by Kowicki. 48, got Bubba Wallace on the high side, 3 wide, and door to door with Terry Labonte and your eventual winner, Kyle Larson. Close moment there. It's Cale Yarbrough. At the rear, Denny Hamlin, yep, almost turned him around on lap 95. And Cale Yarbrough again. Ooh, hard hit. Couldn't quite clear Clint Boyer. There's Earnhardt Sr. on the high side. A bit of wall contact. Ooh, Petty gets into the back of Dale Jarrett. Or on lap 120, Kyle Busch outside of Michael Waltrip. Ooh, heady hit there. Yep, that's what did it for Kyle. Ooh. Heavy hit for Earnhardt. Three wide. Ooh, there it is. Gordon from first place. What a heartbreak. There's Mark Martin. Dale Jarrett taking out Waltrip. Ken Schrader in the middle of Edwards and Boyer. Oh, Boyer at the wall hard. That should have been a caution. Huge stack up, yeah. Oh, Earnhardt could get a warning for that one. Pretty wide. Oh, hard hit there. It's Kyle Busch stuck behind some slower cars, trying to make it three wide. Nope. Kyle Busch was in a few incidents here today, too. I'd say Kyle and Dale. And then sells a warning. Oh, Tony Stewart. Took Mark Martin quite a while to fix that. Terry Labonte outside of Boyer. Ooh. Lap 334, here's Harry again. Oh man, yeah, Kyle Busch has got a warning for sure. Pass, that is awesome. Darrell Waltrip outside, Greg Biffle doesn't see him. Ooh, nowhere to go. That was almost a big one. Oh, Burton completely sideways. This could be three wide. Oh man, Ricky Rudd just not sure where to go. One more door bang in there. Kyle Busch, she's gonna earn that. Yeah. That wasn't that bad. Keselowski outside. Ernie Irvin. Oof. Hard hit. Oh, just misjudged that for Martin. Contact there from Clint Boyer. That's the end of the race. Great race here today. Again, your driver of the day, that is going to go to Kurt Busch. And your winner, Kyle Larson. Pole sitter David Pearson finishes 6th. And your fastest lap of the day went to Kyle Busch. Most laps led, we'll have to check on that. But I'm going to be guessing it was Jeff Gordon or Kyle Larson. Thank you everyone for tuning in. As always, we should be back again tomorrow with a stream with our IndyCar Legend Racing series from Watkins Glen. Be sure to hit the like button, notify, subscribe, That way you get all the updates when we go live here on the channel. And we will see you next time in the Stock Car Championship Series when we are back at Charlotte. So we have IndyCar Legend Racing Series tomorrow at Watkins Glen, and be back with Charlotte in the Stock Car Championship Series soon. Hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will see you tomorrow.